For the second time this year, Two Rivers mourning the loss of a child who went missing after an extensive search effort.
7-year-old Jacob Baer, who was living with autism, was found Sunday morning in the West Twin River. He was last seen the previous day by his father near Veterans Park in the 1800 block of School Street. We have team coverage tonight. We begin with Jason Zimmerman live in the Fox 5 newsroom with how the community and the school are responding. Jason.
Bill, this is a devastating loss for the entire community. Jacob was a second grader at Koenig Elementary, and this morning, counselors and support staff were brought in. Moving forward, plans have also been announced to honor the young boy's memory. In the Two Rivers neighborhood 7-year-old Jacob Baer lived in, everyone is in disbelief, including Randy Wilson, who lost a child himself.
I know I lost my daughter 2 years ago, and it's tough when you lose a child. So, yeah, the community, that's especially as long as it took to find Elijah. There was a lot going on, but this was really unfortunate. It's being so cold that night.
Jacob was a second grader at Koenig Elementary, where the school posted on social media Monday asking people to wear green, Jacob's favorite color, on Tuesday, December 3rd. It's also asking for donations of whole pine cones, creamy peanut butter, and birdseed for students to make a pine cone feeder to hang at home or at school in Jacob's memory. Students with peanut allergies will have an alternative activity. All of this because Jacob had a deep love for nature, according to those who knew him. Jacob, who lived with autism, went missing while walking with his dad around 4:30 Saturday afternoon. Search efforts, which included drones and a helicopter, happened prior to his body being found Sunday morning in about 6 feet of water.
Well, when my son was 12, he fell through. And yeah, it's the ice being so thin, you fall in, it's hard to get out. It is dangerous, even for somebody who can swim in this weather.
Jacob's death comes just months after 3-year-old Elijah Vu was found dead after he went missing back in February. Police are expected to release more information about this particular case sometime tomorrow. Reporting live in the Fox Valley Newsroom, Jason Zimmerman, Action 2 News.